Did you know that excessive consumption of energy drinks can be harmful for your heart? Well, you're welcome, my dear viewers, to this YouTube platform, Health Tips and Tricks. I'm your physician, Dr. Andrew, to take you through. And today we are going to be talking about a diet that is good for your heart function. Previously, we have been looking at diseases of the heart, and if you missed our videos, kindly feel free to catch up from our platform. We have seen that one of the factors that plays a very important role in health of the heart is diet. And we are going to see what foods should be included in your diet in order for you to have a healthy heart, and what foods should you avoid for you to keep a healthy heart. We are going to begin by looking at the foods that are good to eat and why they are good. Now, some of the foods that are good to eat, we shall realize that they have things in common. One, they are rich in antioxidants. We have seen that antioxidants are natural elements or natural chemicals that help to cleanse the body. And then these foods should be good, rich in fiber, with less sugar, and also should have a less saturated fat and low sodium content. So if you have any food that fits in these categories, is good for your heart. And what are some of these foods? One, we have vegetables and leafy greens. For example, spinach, for example, cabbage, broccoli, sukuma wiki. All these are good for your heart. Then we have fruits like apples, bananas, oranges, pears. Fruits are good because they have natural sugars and they are also high in fiber most times. Then we have whole grains. Whole grains, we have already said, are high in fiber and they are good. For example, brown rice, whole wheat, whole grain bread. All these are good for your heart. We have foods which are low fat-free or low-fat dairy products. For example, low-fat milk, some milk which is low-fat. And then we have cheese and yogurt. So all these are also good for your heart. Then we have protein-rich foods, especially fish, which is rich in omega-3 fatty acids like salmon, tuna, and trout. These also have rich protein that can help with your health of the heart. Then we have lean meats. And now lean meats means meat which is fat-free. For example, you can have lean beef, you can have lean pork, you can have chicken where the skin has been removed. That is good for your heart. Then we have eggs and poultry products. Then we have nuts, seeds, soy products. We have the famous tofu that is common among our friends from the East. And then we have legumes such as kidney beans, lentils, chickpeas, lima beans. Then we also have oils and foods that are also good for the what? For the heart. For example, we talked about olive oil, which is very good. Sunflower oil. We have nuts. We have talked about nuts, and we have seen that nuts are rich in plant oil that is rich in unsaturated fat, and this is what is good for your heart. Then we have salmon and trout, which are fish that are rich in omega-3 oils that are also good for the heart. We have avocado oil. Avocado is also good. It has rich oils that are plant oils that are rich with unsaturated fat, and this is good for your heart. And we have talked about tofu, which is also good for the heart. Now, all these foods are good for the heart because they have low fat and they have rich fiber and less sugar. Then we have drinks. The drinks that are recommended for the heart are those drinks that have low sugar added, low sugar drinks, low fat milk. All this is good for your heart. Vegetable juice, which is also good for the heart. Then we have snacks that have not been sweetened, desserts that have not been sweetened. These are all good for your heart. So basically, in order to have a healthy heart, you need to limit your sugar, you need to limit your bad fat or the saturated fat, and also sodium, low sodium. We encourage you to take foods that have been homemade so that you can control the amount of salt you put in, and not foods that are processed that you buy from the factories or from the shops, from the supermarkets, and eat them when they are ready made. So those are the foods that you really need to eat for you to have a healthy heart. Now, what about the foods to limit? So it says that the foods to limit are foods which are high in sodium, foods which are high in saturated fat, and high in added sugars, and also alcohol. So these are the things that you have to avoid. And what are some of these foods? For example, sodium. You can limit the amount of sodium. We all have a recommended amount of sodium we are supposed to take, depending on your health and your makeup. And this can be recommended by your physician or your dietitian or nutritionist. And once they recommend, it is good to stick to these recommendations. Some of the ways we can reduce the amount of sodium we eat is by, of course, cooking your food at home. And when you are buying your food, check the labels, check the amount of sodium. Okay, and choose low sodium foods. Low sodium foods whenever you're buying these ready-made foods. Water, choose the low sodium water, and eat at home. Cook your food and limit the amount of salt you put in. And instead of using salt, sometimes you can substitute it with flavors like spices, certain herbs, which are also good and rich in antioxidants, and they can also spice up your food. And when cooking, we want to limit the pre-made sauces or pre-made mixes or instant products. For example, noodles, pasta. You want to limit such and have the natural food that is homegrown and got from the garden. So where you limit the amount of salt you add. Then you have to limit the saturated fats. We have already seen the saturated fats or the bad fats are those that come from animals, and increase the fats that come from plants or vegetables. So saturated fat from animals, from whole milk, you have to reduce this and instead replace them with the vegetable oil, olive oil, and other oils from plant products. Then you want to limit sugars, sweetened drinks, energy drinks, sodas. So these have all been sweetened and they are rich in sugars or added sugars. So these have a detrimental to the health of your heart. So reducing these sugary drinks, for example, soda, energy drinks will also help to improve the health of your heart. Of course, alcoholic beverages is a no-go area, so reducing alcohol, limiting the amount of alcohol will protect your heart, because alcohol is one of the things that have been shown to make your heart dilate, to cause you dilated cardiomyopathy. And then even the snacks we eat, the biscuits, we should also limit the sweetened snacks. I mean, choose a fruit snack, something which has no added sugar. So alcohol is a big thing, and indeed, in order for you to have a healthy heart, you need to limit your alcohol. You need to talk to your health worker to either reduce or stop. And if it is reduced, the health worker should calculate for you the recommended units of alcohol you're supposed to consume in a week, so that you don't go beyond and increase your risk of heart disease. Why is alcohol dangerous? Alcohol will add calories to your body, it will make you gain weight, it will raise your blood pressure, it will raise the fats in your blood and triglycerides, and it will also contribute to cardiomyopathy, like we have already said, and specifically dilated cardiomyopathy. So it increases your risk, and it can also increase your risk of other diseases like cancer. So it is important to limit the alcohol to have a healthy heart. Thank you very much. I am your physician, Dr. Andrew, and in short, we have looked at some of the foods that are recommended for having a healthy heart and those that you need to avoid in order for you to have a healthy heart. Feel free to subscribe and continue watching our videos for you to have a better health and also a better health for your loved ones. Thank you very much.